Good morning, students. So, my name is Balakoteswararao. I am your biology teacher. In your last class, we have discussed that the cell, the basic unit of life, cell structure and its function, and why it is called as the basic unit of life. So, the cell, introduction is over. The word cell is a Latin word which means the tiny room. So the first time the cell was discovered by Robert Hooke. Who discovered the cell? Robert Hooke. And in the year 1665. So the first time the living cells was observed by the Anton van Leeuwenhoek. Okay? This one is Robert Hooke who discovered the cell. But the first living bodies was observed by Anton van Leeuwenhoek in the year 1674. We also discussed that the structure of the nucleus. The structure of the nucleus and who discovered it first time. In the 1831, Robert Brown first time discovered the nucleus. Now we are going to observe the remaining structure of the cells, what it forms, why it is in different shapes. So, in the human cheek cells, we notice that. So, if you take the example of human cheek cells, so in the human cheek cells, the cell membrane is the outermost layer. Cell membrane is the outermost layer, human cheek cell. Cell membrane is the outermost layer and it gives shape to the cell. And also, it selectively allows the movement of substances to pass from one place to another place. Next one is, if you observe the cells in the onion peel, we also notice the cells of the onion, the outer membrane or the outer covering is more clearer. The outer covering is more clearer than the human cheek cell, animal cell. So, because there is another layer present about the cell membrane, that is cell wall. So, cell wall gives rigidity, toughness. Okay, na? Cell wall gives rigidity to the cell. So, that is the main differences. Okay, in the animal cells, the cell membrane acts as the outer membrane, it gives shape. But in the plant cells, cell wall acts as the outer membrane and gives rigidity to the plant cells. Under the or beneath the cell wall, there is cell membrane. Next one. What is that one? If you observe carefully, in the animal cells, the more or less the nucleus is present at the center. But in the plant cells, the nucleus is not present at the center. The jelly-like fluid or the jelly-like substance that present inside the cell is called cytoplasm. The jelly-like substance that present inside the cell is called cytoplasm. Different types of structures are present in the cytoplasm. Those are called cell organelles. What are those? Cell organelles. So, in the activity with the onion peel cells, all the cells of the onion is similar in structure. All the cells of the onion. In the onion peel cells, all cells of the onion is similar in structure and shape. So, are all the cells of onion peel cells are similar. If you take bigger onions, are all the cells also same in size and shape? On which basis the size and shape of the cell is depend? We will see about it. So in this living world, there is a million of organisms are there, from the minute masses to the huge conifers. From minute masses, for example, the microorganisms like amoeba, paramecium and chlamydomonas. If you take an example of amoeba, paramecium and chlamydomonas. Chlamydomonas. This one is amoeba. Paramecium. This one is Chlamydomonas. So from this these are unicellular organisms. That means single cell. The organisms are made up of single cell. In these living unicellular organisms, the single cell can be able to perform the all life process, including respiration, digestion, excretion, reproduction, everything it can perform. If you take an example of amoeba, it does not have any definite shape. It does not have any definite shape. Which is also a single cellular organism. So, by the taking of and the act of taking food, okay, the finger-like projections which present on the cell surface, finger-like exudes, finger-like projections which present on the cell surface moves like this, and we see the amoeba. Okay, amoeba, unicellular organism. By the taking of food, the finger-like projections which present on the cell surface moves by the movement of the pseudopodia. So the finger-like extensions are called pseudopodia. By the movement of the pseudopodia only, we can notice the amoeba. So amoeba, the food is taken by the entire surface of the body. Now we are going to see that one. Another thing. Another after the amoeba, if you take a grass of the leaf, for example, are all the cells of an organism is same in size and shape? Are all the cells of the organism is same size and shape? No. What is the reason? For example, if we take the grass leaf, take a grass leaf, small piece of it placed on the wax glass and observe under the microscope. You notice that the leaf is made up of 4 types of cells. It may appear like this. So it is the leaf part is made up of 4 types of cells. The outer part is made up of group A cells. Group A cells, and the second part is made up of group B cells, and third one is made up of group C cells, and last one is made up of group D cells. Dear students, you can follow your textbook. There is a diagram. So these are group D cells. Group D cells. So group A cells. First, group A cells forms the outer covering of the stem. Okay, na? Group A cells forms the outer covering of the stem. So for this activity, we have to take a grass leaf. Okay, now take the grass and cut the stem portion and observe under the microscope. So the stem is made up of, or the grass is made up of 3-4 types of cells. Group A cells, it forms the outer covering of the stem. Okay, and which gives shape to shape. This gives shape and protection. So group A cells forms gives shape and protection. If you observe the group B cells, the major portion of the stem is made up of group B cells. Okay, na? The major portion of the stem is made up of group B cells. In the green stems, you may notice special organelles present and they perform special functions. That is chloroplast. So chloroplast which present in the green stems, it performs the photosynthesis. If you come to the group C cells, it contains the long branch structures, long sieve tube-like structures, long structures. It consists of long structures useful for the transportation of food and water. Group C cells transport food and water. Group B cells. What will be the function of group B cells? Major portion of stem. Major portion of stem. So group C cells are long and branched ones which conducts the transport of food and water. Group D cells which forms the halo structure, the complete structure of the stem. So in these cells, 4 types of cells are here. Are all the cells similar in structure? No. The size and shape of the cell is considerably vary. Totally depends on the functioning of the cell. So here we have to notice one thing: the size of the cell. The size of the cell or the shape and size of the cell. The size of the cell is depends upon the functioning of the cell. Functioning of the cell. Okay. So these are the 4 types of cells and they perform different types of functions. So if we take the cells like human body, in the human body different types of cells are there. We will see that. It is smooth muscle cell, it's a strip muscle cell, okay. So bone cell, smooth muscle cell, stripped muscle cell, so bone cell. It is a nerve cell. Nerve cell. These are blood cells. Okay. Are all the cells similar in shape? Are similar in size? No. The cells are vary. Smooth muscle cell, stripped muscle cell, bone cell, nerve cell, blood cells. There are different types of cells. The different types of cells are there. They are different in shapes and sizes because the shape and size, especially the size of the cell. The size of the cell is depends upon the functioning of the cell. In this living world, the cells are vary in their size and shape. They are different, two varies, very different in the size and shape. Some of the cells are very smaller, even which is not visible to our eyes. Which are, for example, the cells of the bacteria, which is 0.1 to 0.5 micrometers. Okay, now some of the cells are too small. Some of the cells are too small and some of the cells are as long as a few centimeters. For example, is bacteria. The cell in the bacteria, it is 0.1 to 0.5 micrometers and the 20 to 30 micrometers of human kidney and liver cells. Human kidney and liver cells. And some of the cells can be visible to our eyes. It may be a few centimeters. For example, the nerve cell of the human body, that is 190 to 100 centimeters in length. 100 to 90 to 100 centimeters in length. The largest cell that present in the nucleus of an ostrich egg, that is 18 centimeters. So like this is the ostrich, the largest ostrich egg cell. The largest cell measures 17-18 centimeters square, like that. So it is 90 to 100 centimeters, that is nerve cell. 0.1 to 0.5 micrometers in length bacteria, the cell bacteria. 2 to 30 micrometers length of human kidney and liver cells. Here the size of the cell mostly perfectly depends on the functioning of the cell. So, if you take the cells of the elephant, nerve cells of the elephant and human body, man and elephant, the nerve cells are long and branched because it transport the materials or it transport the messages in the form of electrical impulses from one region to the another region. So, mainly the size of the cell is depends on the functioning of the cell. Okay, so it's not depends on the what is that one, the size of the organism depends on number of cells, not on the size of the cell. Once again, the size of the organism depends on number of cells, not on the size of the cell. So this is enough. Thank you, boys. We have completed our lesson. Thank you.